Okay, you have your post Super Bowl NFL power rankings. So number 10, I have the Miami Dolphins. I think their biggest move right now is that they hired Vic Fangio. I think that one will um help their defense a lot, just scheme wise. And Dolphins, they are a talented team, but they got injured last year, and they are in kind of a cap trouble. But I think their offensive talent, especially with Hill and McDaniel just getting a second year, will definitely help their offense. And obviously, Vic Fangio coming will definitely help their defense. And if everything goes right and they don't get injured, I can definitely see the Dolphins as a contender next season. They have all the talent; they just need some experience. Number 9, I have the Minnesota Vikings. It turns out they were frauds, like everybody thought they were. Their offense though is still very good. Um, the Vikings offense definitely weren't frauds. Them winning 13 games, and their defense were. They hired Brian Flores, and I think that was huge for the Vikings. Especially with their offense that can put up points and can dominate games. They need a defense that can come up with those few turnovers. And I think Brian Flores' defense is just for that. Um, they still have a lot of talent. Justin Jefferson's still there. Kirk Cousins will play good football, but not great. I think the Vikings still have all the talent. Not Cap is not the best, but um, Brian Flores there, similar to Dolphins. Vic Fangio is going to be a huge plus for their defense. Now, number 8, I have the Jacksonville Jaguars. They have all the right pieces to just keep on contending. Their cap space actually isn't that good. It's kind of bad, but with Doug Peterson there, Trevor Lawrence continuing to develop. Travis Etienne still on his rookie contract. And their defense, who last year at times had was okay. I do think the Jaguars with another year of experience will definitely jump into that like contender spot. And they're looking good right now. Um, Trevor Lawrence just continues going upward. The offense just continues being consistent, and their defense improves slightly. I think the Jaguars could be one of the better teams. And number 7, I have the New York Giants. I think it's their coach Brian Dable, the coach of the year. Um, and the Giants have like 44 million in cap space, and I think that one will help, especially bringing in skill position players. Giants, I'm still worried about Daniel Jones a little bit. Not sure how he's going to do without a dominant run game, but he was very efficient last season. Giants have a bunch of cap space they can easily use for their skill position. Their defense last year was good, and it should continue being good next year. Giants, they just have to be. I think they'll improve next season. Number 6, I have the Dallas Cowboys. Pretty much the same thing every single year. They have talent, but they're just not good enough. Just not good enough. They're a good team, but just not good enough. They still have lots of talent. CeeDee Lamb. They still have Pollard. I think they'll be franchise tagging him. Zeke is still there. Defense, they still have Micah Parsons, Trevon Diggs. They still have talent. They just haven't done anything with it. Number 5, I have the Buffalo Bills down a spot. I just don't this caps wise with all that cap problems the Bills might have. I just don't see where they're going how they're gonna improve. They have a few defensive players like Poyer and Milano leaving on defense, an already bad defense. That's gonna maybe get worse. Von Miller's coming off an ACL, and their offense, I'm not sure if they have enough. They have to depend on the draft to bring like a wide receiver too. The offensive line has got to get improved, and these flaws, I'm not sure how the Bills are going to address it, which is probably why they're not part of the. They're only at number 5. And number 4, I have the San Francisco 49ers. It's their QB. Keeping them at number 4. Talent wise, they're probably close to like 1 or 2. All that talent on offense and defense with George Kittle, like Debo, Fred Warner, etc. But it's the quarterback, Brock Purdy. I'm not sure if he's going to be healthy for the beginning of the season. Trey Lance is really raw, has played like 2 games in his career. Jimmy G is probably not going to be the Niners, and the most important position in football is quarterback. Number 3, I have the Cincinnati Bengals up 3 spots. They should have at least 1 or 2 years to contend before Burrow's contract kicks in, and they have to, worry about the cap. But right now, they can keep on improving. The offensive line definitely needs improvement. Their defense overall just has to keep the same production. They've been really good, and I think they can keep everybody. Obviously, great skill position players. Yeah, Burrowstone rookie contract is huge for the Bengals. Number two, I have the Philadelphia Eagles. Future definitely not as bright as some other teams. They have a ton of free agents, not the best cap space, and just a ton of free agents that are going. And they've lost both coordinators, which is not ideal. But they still have Nick Sirianni, Jalen Hurts, who should continue going trending upward. Um, and they're still a good team. They just have to play their cards right. And the teams that dropped out, Baltimore Ravens, similar to the Niners, you don't have a quarterback. I'm not sure if Lamar will play under the franchise tag. It's hard to replace a franchise quarterback. Rest of the team is still good, but definitely needs improvement, especially on the skill position players and and their defense. Might want to improve a little bit on that. But this their quarterback has probably dropped them out of the top 10. And number one, you obviously have the Super Bowl champions, Kansas City Chiefs. This year it proved that Andy Reid's a wizard. They can win without the top end, high end talent. Their cap situation is average, and they can definitely improve their skill position. Their defense, I was surprised last year about how good their defense was, and it should get better with like McDuffie and Snead just continuing to get better. Um, their offense, obviously, wide receiver, they should bring one in, but Pacheco was huge for them, and a lot of young pieces here that are still on their rookie contract, which is great for the Chiefs. I think the Chiefs are definitely a Super Bowl contender for next year. So there you have it, my NFL post Super Bowl power rankings.